I'm Mary Ann Fons. I've been hosting Love of Quilting on public television for 15 years and making quilts much longer. These days, I'm stitching Quilts of Valor for combat veterans. I feel these quilts are the best quilts I've ever made because they comfort and honor my fellow Americans. During this special program, you'll see 3 Quilts of Valor take shape right before your eyes. You'll learn how a simple idea led to awarding more than 50,000 quilts to combat veterans from all branches of our military. You'll also see for yourself what a red, white, and blue quilt made with love and respect can mean to someone who has stood in harm's way. Let's first travel to Anacortes, Washington, and meet Catherine Roberts, whose son Nat was deployed in Iraq in 2003 during the first wave of fighting in the War on Terror. A nurse midwife by profession and a quilter by hobby, Catherine's vision of a post-deployment soldier wrapped in a comforting quilt was the seed that grew into what is now the Quilts of Valor Foundation.
When my son was deployed, I was always 10 seconds from panic because I never knew what was going to happen. At that time, we had just gone to war. We were in Afghanistan and Iraq, and the nation was, let's support our troops. And it was all about sending things downrange or to the theater. My thoughts were, I want to do something to help those who come back wounded. A quilt seemed the logical answer as to what could I do to help those who are serving in harm's way. And that would bring you comfort in the wee hours of the morning when you are wrestling with those war demons. And so that to me made the most sense. And also being in the medical field, I know that suffering comes in many different ways. And that quilt is something tangible. It says thank you, an unconditional thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your valor. Somehow it just worked out that I got this organization started. What I wanted is I wanted a quilt made for those who are wounded that would represent, as I thought in those days, like a Purple Heart Award. And I wanted this quilt made so that it was the best possible quilt that anyone could ever have, and that it would last through someone's lifetime and be able to be passed on to sons and daughters and relatives. So in 2003, there were maybe 3 Quilts of Valor. And then through the power and the magic of the internet, more people got involved. So I can remember when we were getting close to 100 Quilts of Valor. It was like it was a stellar day. Oh my gosh, 100 Quilts of Valor. And so little by little, it sort of grew exponentially to where now in 2011, we're close to 50,000 Quilts of Valor.
From the beginning, quilters by the hundreds, by the thousands, stepped up to piece quilt tops. Long arm machine quilters all over the country volunteered their time and quilting skills. Still, the demand for quilts to cover the wounded has remained high. In 2009, a new burst of energy and an opportunity for non-quilters to get involved was born.
In 2009, we continued to have our booth at the International Quilt Festival in Houston. And the ball is rolling, we're still producing quilts, and the challenge was, how do we continue inspiring people, getting new people to make these quilts? And this was very challenging because war weariness has now settled upon our nation. In walks Mary Ann Fons.
One of the first things I said to Catherine Roberts when I met her was, what can I do for your foundation?
We talked, and what happened is that she had this brilliant concept.
And it occurred to me that what a wonderful thing it could be if avid quilters would help other people, non-quilters, make quilts. One quilter could help one person make one quilt, a Quilt of Valor. And it was that idea that led to Under Our Wings.
What a wonderful way to get new people into making quilts and performing national service.
Under Our Wings became an official part of Quilts of Valor in 2010. Avid Quilters Service coaches helping rookies make just one quilt, a Quilt of Valor. And that's exactly what we're doing today. Let's meet our 3 volunteer coaches now. Eleanor Burns started a quilting revolution with her first Quilt in a Day book back in 1978. After teaching and inspiring thousands of quilters for over 30 years, Eleanor's mission is the same today as it always has been, promoting the art of quilt making to beginning quilters. Eleanor, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure too. I love to make quilts.
And today, you're going to be making a quilt in a day, right?
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the quilt you have all ready for our special rookie today.
Okay, the name of the pattern is the Tossed 9-Patch. It's very easy to do, and I know she can just pedal to the metal and get it done. So we start out with a 9-patch. You know this one, Marianne. White in the center, 8 patriotic prints around the outside edge. We're going to zip this up, and then we're just going to get our rotary cutter, ruler, cut it up into pieces, and get rid of it. And then we're going to shake them up, toss them up good, and we will have the Tossed 9-Patch block.
It's beautiful. I love it. Alex Anderson is well known to quilters everywhere as host of hundreds of episodes of Simply Quilts on HGTV. She's written over 24 quilting books and taught and lectured all over the world. She now co-hosts the online quilt show with Ricky Timms, and with Ricky is creative director of the Quilt Life magazine. Alex, I'm thrilled. I can hardly believe you're here.
Well, Marianne, I am so honored that you asked me. It's just wonderful to be a part of this whole project.
I'm glad.
So, you want to know the best part for quilting for me? Is bringing in a new quilter. Yes. And I can tell you that my rookie will have guaranteed success when he, oh yes, I said he, makes his first rail fence. Super simple, but with a little action, it has smashing results.
It's absolutely perfect. Once quilters meet Mark Lipinski, they never forget him. Dubbed the bad boy of the quilt world, Mark entertains audiences around the country with his commentary on quilting in the age of friending, blogging, and tweeting. Currently, he hosts the online quilt show, Quilt Out Loud, on QNNTV.com. Howdy, Mark.
Hey, Marianne, baby, do I have a quilt for you. I am doing 2 simple blocks. One is called the Drunkard's Path, and you don't have to be drunk in order to make it, although it helps. And the other one is called the Evening Star. And what I'm going to put together today is a quilt called Stars and Stripes, totally patriotic, totally easy, and with really quick, easy ways to get these 2 blocks to work for you. Even a rookie could do it. And I can't wait to get my hands on my rookie.
It sounds fabulous. Thank you, Mark. Now let's meet our rookies. Olympic athlete Dan Gable has been called the greatest men's freestyle wrestler of all time, winning the gold medal at the 1972 Munich Olympics without surrendering a single point. He went on to coach 10 Olympic medalists. At the University of Iowa, Dan coached his team to an unprecedented 9 successive NCAA title wins. Dan, it's an honor and a thrill to have you today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Usually you shake hands and then you wrestle, but we can act like it's after the match too.
Okay, that makes me feel much better.
Right.
Your coach is Alex, and she's waiting for you right there.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Dan, it's so wonderful to meet you.
Thank you. Yep.
I'm going to teach you how to pin and other things like that.
Well, I was the greatest pinner, so maybe I'll teach you a few tricks.
Awesome. I can't wait to get started.
Singer and dancer Mary Lou Metzger has been performing on television since the age of 7, appearing for 12 years on the ever-popular Lawrence Welk Show, where she danced with the maestro himself at the end of each program. She's known today nationwide as a great friend of public television. Mary Lou, it's a thrill to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's such an honor for me to be part of this. Thank you for asking.
We're going to have a great time. Your coach is Mark, and he's waiting for you right at the center stage.
Come on over. Listen, Mary Lou, I'm going to have you dancing all the way through this quilt. But you know, in order to make you feel more comfortable, I decided...
Oh, make me a quilter.
That's right. We're making you feel comfortable. Every day is Champagne Day when you're making a quilt. Have a seat. Let's get started.
Heather Stevenson is an everyday hero. The mother of a teenager and a 2-year-old, she's married to an Army Guardsman who's completed 3 overseas deployments. Heather knows firsthand what it is to have a loved one far from home and in harm's way. Heather, we're thrilled to have you with us. Thank you for coming today.
I'm very excited.
And Eleanor's waiting for you right over there on the right-hand side of our stage.
So, welcome, Heather.
Nice to meet you.
I want to know, did you get a good night's sleep?
No, not at all.
How are we going to do a quilt in a day?
I don't know.
We can do it.
We can.
Okay, so we're all in place, everyone's ready to go, and we know our first step when making a quilt is to make sure our student can sew an accurate 1/4-inch seam. So that's where we start. So everybody, let's get going.
Mary Lou,
Okay.
you got it easy.
All right.
Because we have this little piece
Doodad
right
here.
here. But listen, you have a 1/4-inch seam guide, but if you don't have one on your machine, you could just put a Post-it notes right there like that
Okay.
at a 1/4 inch.
That's a great idea.
I can sew buttons, I can sew snaps. Sewing machines terrify me, so I am a rookie in the truest sense of the word.
I actually think, based on your sewing,
Yes.
you want to go a little faster.
Oh, okay. I'm trusting you.
I'm more nervous about doing this than I think I have about any performance I've ever done in my life because I want to do it well, and it's important.
A perfect 1/4 inch all the way through. Excellent. Do you see that?
I do.
That's it. You got it mastered. Let's go.
Sewing machines come often with feet on them that are 1/4 inch. And in this case, if you put down the presser foot by the lever behind and you butt this right in here, that's your 1/4 inch. And then as you feed it in with 2 hands, it will guide it along.
Okay, so who does the...
You.
I do this
Unless
thing
you
behind?
ask me to.
Do I... Which hand? Over here?
Whatever works.
Can't go into there.
Yeah, you can.
Really?
It's your machine. Love it.
I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm hoping to learn fast. I know that it's for a good cause. I'm excited about it.
Go faster. See how easy that is? You want to do another one before we get started?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
On your mark, get set, go! Man your machine. Okay, these are 5-inch squares, and we're just gonna put them right sides together, right sides together. And can you sew straight?
I don't know if I can sew straight. I've
Okay.
never sewn before.
Okay, this is gonna be hard.
I'm kind of nervous because we're supposed to make a quilt in a day, and I always thought it was like it would take months to make a quilt. So it'll be an interesting day. My coach might get, a little. I hope that they're patient with me.
Foot down,
Foot
yes. Needle down,
down, needle down.
and pedal. That was scary, huh?
It was very
That was
scary.
scary. Okay, just go to the end.
Are you comfortable with that?
Oh, I'm not comfortable because usually I practice something 10,000 times before I really get it down.
Well, you know what I say to that? I say you have a victory right here, a victory. Now,
It's only twice though.
that's okay. I see promise.
Oh.
I see promise.
Any fears or anxiety about making this quilt? Yeah, a little bit.
So here we go. Now, I've taught you how to do a 1/4 inch. Is there anything you would like to teach me in wrestling?
Yeah, I would like to teach you a little tie-up.
Okay.
But there's 2 types of nervous. It's called nervous high, and I can perform under nervous high because that's where records are broken, when your body can perform really well. Then there's nervous scared. And nervous scared is when you underachieve. I could look at this like I'm nervous scared because I'm not familiar with it, but I'm too confident. But get both their arm and get this arm up tighter behind. No, right there. Right there. Now you got me. You own me.
Okay.
That's good because you got to get back in the chair.
I'm owning you back right
Yeah.
down here.
Oh, is this a race or what?
Well, it's kind of I'm springing this on you, Dan, because I know you. Yes.
Is that gold or not?
Well, you got.
Yes.
'Cause I'm only a gold guy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to teach you how to do curves without using a pin.
Without a pin.
Without a pin.
All right.
Now, generally, when
Trust you.
I first learned how to do curves, I had to use 5 pins. But I have a technique here that is so easy that it's going to blow your socks off. You're going to be sewing these faster than Joanne Castle can play a piano. So let's go.
All righty, White Nighty, here we go.
I was thrilled to be asked to do this because I have a little bit of a history with veterans, and my dad was in World War II. He was in the Battle of the Bulge. He had 22 machine gun bullets in him. And my mom served in the Red Cross. And then when I was in high school and graduating, it was my friends that I'd grown up with that were part of the servicemen that were drafted into the Vietnam War. And one of my dear friends, Jimmy Reinhardt, that I'd done shows with all through high school, was actually killed the same month that I moved to California to join the Welk Show. And I had grown up doing veterans shows at hospitals for the veterans when I was a kid.
Is it not far enough there?
There you go.
Okay.
Take a couple of steps. Okay, and now start your pull. And you don't have to pull hard. And I think go a little faster, you might be happier.
You think?
Pull it. Don't stop it. You're just pulling the top. You're not worrying about the bottom so much.
Okay, whoops, no. I'm better slower.
Okay.
A little bit slower.
So now we're going to just take this. This was just really to check our stuff. So we're going to take this and just get rid of it.
Okay.
Okay. So now the next thing that we have to do is cut center squares for our blocks, some whites.
One of the things that, as a military family member, and my husband is a military member, that we talk about a lot is the support from the community. And that's one of the things that makes it special with him being in the Guard, is because the Guard is really a team of the family, the soldier, and the community. And the Quilts of Valor kind of also represents that, because it's members of the community giving their support to the soldier.
So this is the blade. Okay, very sharp.
Okay.
So every time, this is your lesson. So you're gonna open it. Every time you're done, you have to close it before you put it down. Or I'm gonna charge you $20 for every time you leave it open.
That could get expensive.
That could.
It's really the foundation of our country is the selfless service, and that's the military. You know, we always talk about how we serve, and families serve too. And this is a way for anybody in the community to also serve.
Just hold your hand, keep your thumb out of the way. You wouldn't look good with only one thumb. And you go like that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now you get to do 10.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and hold it down and push hard. Yeah, be careful. You did it.
That was amazing.
And now do 15.
Oh, and I owe you $20.
Good. We can go out for dinner. Okay, do 15 now.